And I would like to ask you, what do you see here? What do you observe as a first? What these pictures have in common?
One special. One thing special.
Something special.
One.
Stands out.
Just one. Individuality.
Yes.
Not just another color.
Yes, so actually you are correct with this answer, and this is again connected to our brain. Our brain again perceives the differences. Something is different, and I catch it, because again the brain focuses on even when we give feedback. Maybe if we are not consciously asked if look at the good things, we try to observe the different, the negative one, and this is again related to the brain to tell if it's good, I am okay, or if it's something I should be in danger and I should run. And this is how we also I think it's also proven that people spot the negative faster, and we have to work more on the positive, to observe the positive, the good. Even in normal life, we try. It's much easier for us to go to the negativity than to the positivity. It's not because we are wrong, but the brain is working like this, always evaluating if there is chance of danger, if we are in danger. And this is happening also when very naturally maybe we give feedback that has some pattern, or I will show you later a method that could really prevent to do this, to jump on the negative and tell people the negative if we don't have time. Okay, I should be just thinking about positive, because I think this is how the brain works, and on what we focus. This is the natural focus of the brain. So that's why you also can easily spot the difference. It's not prevalent for any of us. And now I want to speak about feedback and that how people feel. So it is great to get positive feedback, but maybe many times, even if we are going to get the feedback, we are already a little bit stressed. Even me today, you are far from me. You cannot, for example, hurt me, but I'm still in little stress or I'm anxious because you might criticize me. I know you don't want to do it, but you might. This is not what I wake up with, but this is how my brain is created. When you look at this track, it is coming again from the time when people were hunting, and for example, if somebody criticized them that they were not even enough good to, for example, get a big piece of meat, or they were in danger, then they could not survive. So this criticism is actually open up our limbic system, limbic part of the brain that is related to this danger. So whether we want or not, whether we can tell ourselves 1,000 times that this situation is okay, you are not in danger, nobody can even physically maybe see you, you will still be under this pressure, because people might observe you, they might negatively feedback you, and that you are according to this in a danger. So that's why giving feedback is always something people feel thrilled, even if I maybe go to see a boss for feedback, and maybe I have done everything really perfectly through the whole, quarter, and everybody just speaks good about me, even boss, every time. There is still the percentage that I might be criticized and it will hurt me. So this is how the brain operates, and we cannot do that much about it, but we can use some good feedback methods, and I have one. I know you had lunch, but maybe this is something you can still enjoy to look at, and it's called the hamburger method. There is the old one, the classic one, and I show you the new one. So this hamburger method is coming from the 90s, 20s, and this is how it works. we give something positive part of the feedback. We say something, you were great at how you made a presentation, you were on time, and then you say the critic, but I didn't hear this, or you were speaking too fast. And then you wrap up again positively. Yes, there is the positive part, but again, I think the fear is stronger than observing the positive, and people who get the feedback might be upset because they are, as I show you, according to this picture, they will much more focus on the negative part of the criticism. But what we can do differently and how we can give the feedback, even if we want to say people they should improve in something, is the improved hamburger method. So first you say something positive. For example, yes, you did the training on time, you had a lot of exercise with interactive, and then you tell people what you want from them and why they should do it. You give them a reason, for example, but maybe if you speak slower, people could get more attention and they could remember more. So this is the change. Instead of the critic, you tell them what you want, and then you tell them the good reason for doing so. So this is the one method I would like to present to you. Maybe you can see how you have you been doing the feedback so far, and maybe you can apply this for the future feedbacking.
And the best thing, you said it from your person, that I would like to, not it would be better to do so, but I would prefer to. Why? No? But it's not a fact, it's my opinion, and it's easier to take.
You mean from the perspective why the person that you feedback should, why it is good for the person?
Yes.
I think, because again, you do just personally to the person who gives feedback, but not why it is better for the one who is feedback. You are correct. Yes, to give them. No,
and it's not a fact that it's better to do something, but I tell you what I would like to have.
Yeah, you know? And I think you give them also more motivation this way to do. Yes. So I don't know if you have any comments or you want to add something, but we are coming to the end, to our wrap up and small evaluation and discussion. So feel free to share, or if you have anything you would like to discuss on these, I would say, competencies that we as the trainers and our trainers could develop later on.
Yeah, I would like to add something. I'm giving training in communication and giving feedback. And what we use is always the method of Marshall Rosenberg. And I think that's one of the best ways to give feedback to people. He has also a lot of YouTube little films on the internet. So Marshall Rosenberg.
Could you say the points of Rosenberg you use, or
yes,
the essential points?
The essential is that first you start with telling only what you can observe. So nothing about emotion, or just when you say to people, you were many times too late last month, then people struggle with the many times and not with being the part of being too late. And when you say you were 3 times too late last month, then it's a fact, because you can see it, you can film it.
You can observe.
You can observe it. And observing is just what you can see with your eyes, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can, you heard.
Concrete.
Yeah, concrete, yes. And the second step is your emotions, or what the problem is with that. So maybe the problem could be your colleagues had to wait for you, or we could not go on with our meeting, or so the part after the consequences, what the consequences are. Maybe also for you personally, but also for the team or for the company. And then the third step is to make a bridge, to ask the other, can you see that also that this is causing difficulties, or that people had to slow down because they had to wait for you? How do you see that? And then the important thing is that you wait for the answer. And then the last point, so when the other made a bridge, like, and then you ask also an explanation, like, why was it why you were too late? Maybe your child was sick, or because then it's different, or why were you not able to contact us and let us know? So you ask for the context, and then the last step is to let the other come, like, how are you going to solve this? And you come back to that. So think about it, and if the answer is rather difficult, then you say, okay, you can think about it a few days and then we meet again. Or so first you let the other one think on the possibilities of solutions, and if that's really not possible, because some people, and that's also a given, it depends on the electoral capacity, and if it's really not possible that they come up with something, then you can give a few suggestions, but only in the last part of it. So I think it's very powerful to use his method. It comes from Nonviolent Communication, the book.
Thank you for sharing. I have not heard that much about it, but definitely I will have a look. For me, of all the feedback methods, that's one of the best. Because people can hear facts, and people can, what you say, what it does to you, what you feel. Nobody can how do you say? Nobody can object.
I'm sorry?
No. Nobody can object when you ask.
That's
your emotion.
That's my feeling.
Yes, I think this is also, for example, from I would say the psychology, when you want to express, for example, the way you behaved or what you said about, I don't know, my parents, it hurts me. I think then nobody can really object that, because you are very honest and you speak about your emotions. It's not critics, but you give them your perception of that situation through feeling.
Nobody can say what you're feeling is not true, because it's your...
And it's not, and it's not right.
And you avoid the variation to say it's good or bad. You observe something, you know? And it's different, because if you say that's not really nice that you don't come at the right time, it's different if you say you come late and you have to wait.
Because the first one is kind of an accusation.
Perfect.
Okay.
So we are learning each other. That is very good, to share our experiences, and it is also, I think, the aim of the adult training, to really share experiences and do the best practice.